So this is example 4, bottom of page 455 in lesson 5.2 college algebra. It is a story problem. So thought that would be good in order to find out how to make a system of equations in 3 variables out of a story problem. So we've got McDonald's introduced a popular line of premium salads in 2003. The table below lists the number of salads sold at this fast food chain in each of the first 3 years. So looks like we might get 3 equations out of the 3 years. Use the data to find a quadratic function that gives the number of salads sold as a function of the number of years after 2003. Then use the function to estimate the number of salads sold in 2006. So we're coming up with a function to find out the answer to this, or a general form of the equation so that we can use it for any year to find out the number of salads sold. So we should be able to find out the number of salads sold actually in 2016 using this particular formula. So they tell me in 2003 they sold 133 million. In 2004 they sold 179 million, and in 2005 went down a little bit and sold 173 million. So what we're going to do here is we're going to let x equal the number of years after 2003. So for 2003, x would be 0. So that when they sold, or in the first year, year 0, they sold 133. After the first year, they sold 179. And in the next year, they sold 173. So really, to do this, all we're using is the formula ax squared plus bx plus c, okay, equals our f of x there. So makes it a lot easier. They said it was going to be a quadratic function, so that's what I did, is wrote a quadratic equation down there. And I can just plug in some numbers. When x is, let's do it right. When x is 0, I get, I should do this. I get my y value is 133. Equals my x is going to be 0. My x is going to be 0. So my 133, when I plug that in, I'm just going to get c. So 133, okay, that goes away, gives me c. Alright, for the first year and 179 million, I'm going to get 179 million equals a times 1 squared plus b times 1 plus c. Let's see, we move that up a little bit. And that gives me a plus b plus c equals 179. So there's an equation. There's an answer, or an equation. And then when I plug a 2 in, I'm going to get a times 2 squared plus b times 2 plus c. And that will equal, what is it when we had 2? 173. So 173 equals 4a plus 2b plus c. Okay, so I have 3 different equations there, and I can go ahead and see if I can solve. So what I do to solve this is I write down all 3 of these equations. In fact, let's get rid of this so it's not in my way. And then let's move all this up, and there's my 3 equations there. I've got c equals 133. I've got A plus B plus C equals 179. And I have 4A plus 2B plus C equals 173. So there are my three equations. Well, since I know that C equals 133, I can plug that in here and plug it in there. So I've got A plus B plus 133 equals 179. I've got 4A plus 2B plus 133 equals 173. And what I did is, just by doing that, I eliminated my C. So now I have two equations with two variables. I move this over, and just do my systems of equations. In fact, let's go ahead and do that. Let's get some of this out of our way. And when I solve this, let's see, my top one, I get A plus B equals 46. And the bottom one, I get 4A plus 2B equals 40. Okay, I'm going to multiply the top by negative 4. So I get negative 4A minus 4B equals negative 184. The bottom stays the same. Add those, my A's disappear. I get a negative 2B equals negative 144, or I get a B of 72. Okay, and then I go back and back substitute, and I get my A variable being negative 26. I'm not going to do all the math. And then I get my C, I've already said, is 133. So from at that point, I have my AX squared plus BX plus C. So let's go ahead and write that. I'm going to get, for my function, I'm going to get negative 26, which is my A, x squared, and then I'm going to get my B, which I said was 72, and my C is 133. So there's my function equation. Now I can start putting in number of years. So I could put 10 years from now in for X, and it would tell me how many salads I sold. But they're only interested in the third year. So they're interested in the third year, so I'm just going to put that there, and I find out the answer is 115 million salads. So it's going down according to this equation there. So that's how you do some of the story problems here, and you've only got, let's see, 19, 21, 23, and 25, 4 story problems in the homework.